Hello friends. Welcome back to the Loop Health. Today we're diving into some powerful and practical strategies that can help you lower your blood sugar and take control of type 2 diabetes. And here's the good news. You don't necessarily need to cut out every single carbohydrate from your life. That's right, you can still enjoy many of the foods you love, but in a smarter way. So, stay with me until the very end, because every single tip builds on the previous one, and you'll see how they all connect. Now, let's begin with a clear reminder. Type 2 diabetes is fundamentally a condition where the body is overwhelmed with sugar. When you eat carbohydrates like bread, rice, or potatoes, your body breaks them down into glucose. That's just basic chemistry. Glucose is energy, but if you take in too much at once, your blood sugar rises too high. Over time, that repeated overload is what damages your metabolism and your health. So the very first, and perhaps most obvious, dietary strategy is lowering the total amount of carbohydrates you consume. A low-carb approach has been shown in multiple studies to help reduce blood glucose and improve insulin sensitivity. But here's the key. It's not about cutting out all carbs forever, it's about being strategic. For example, swapping out refined white bread for whole grain bread, or choosing cauliflower rice instead of regular rice, makes a world of difference. The second strategy, and one that is becoming very popular worldwide, is intermittent fasting. By simply giving your body longer breaks between meals, you allow it to burn through the stored glucose already in your system. Think of it like giving your body time to do some spring cleaning. During fasting, your insulin levels drop, your cells become more responsive, and your metabolism starts using fat and stored energy more efficiently. It's not magic. It's biology. Third, let's talk about fiber. Yes, technically fiber is a carbohydrate, but here's the secret. Your body doesn't digest it. That means it doesn't raise blood sugar the way other carbs do. High-fiber foods, think beans, lentils, leafy greens, oats, not only slow down digestion, they also help you feel full longer, which naturally reduces cravings. Plus, they feed your gut bacteria, which plays a surprisingly important role in metabolism and inflammation. Now, let's add another layer. The type of carbohydrate you eat matters enormously. This brings us to the concept of glycemic index. Some carbs are absorbed quickly, spiking your blood sugar, while others are digested slowly, giving you a smoother, steadier energy curve. For example, white flour is stripped of fiber and protein, so it rushes straight into your bloodstream. But steel-cut oats, or quinoa, much slower, much better. There was even a fascinating Harvard study where researchers compared 3 breakfasts with the same calories: instant oats, steel-cut oats, and a vegetable omelette. Even though the instant oats and steel-cut oats were technically the same food, the preparation changed everything. The instant oats caused a big sugar spike followed by a crash, leaving participants hungrier later in the day. In fact, people who ate the high glycemic instant oats ended up consuming 81% more calories at lunch compared to those who had the low glycemic omelette. That's the power of food processing and why choosing slow carbs matters so much. Quick reminder here, if you're finding this information valuable, don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the Loop Health. That way, you'll always stay updated with practical science-based strategies to improve your health. Alright, let's move to the 5th strategy. The order in which you eat your food. This may sound surprising, but it's true. If you start your meal with bread or juice, pure carbs, they get absorbed quickly, spiking blood sugar. But if you begin with vegetables and protein, and only eat your carbs at the end, the stomach mixes everything together, slowing the absorption. The result? A much smaller glucose spike, even though you ate the exact same food. Studies show this effect clearly. So next time you sit down for dinner, just change the order. It's like a secret hack your doctor probably never told you. The 6th strategy is to avoid naked carbs. Naked carbs are carbohydrates eaten by themselves, like a slice of bread with nothing else, or plain white rice. When carbs are alone, they rush into your bloodstream. But when you pair them with something acidic, like lemon juice or vinegar, or with fats like olive oil or butter, the absorption slows down dramatically. One study showed that bread eaten with olive oil reduced its glycemic index by almost a third. That's why traditional Mediterranean eating habits, dipping bread in olive oil and vinegar, are more than delicious, they're actually protective for your blood sugar. Now, here's a fascinating one: resistant starch. Normally, starch is just glucose waiting to be absorbed. But if you cook rice and then cool it, part of the starch actually changes form and becomes resistant, meaning your body can't digest it. This lowers the blood sugar impact when you eat it later. Potato salad works the same way, especially when combined with vinegar. Imagine that, by simply cooking, cooling, and pairing with acid, you transform the way your body processes carbs. Strategy number 8 is one of my favorites. Walk after meals. When you walk within 30 minutes of eating, your muscles pull glucose out of the blood and use it for energy. It's like a natural insulin boost without medication. One study showed that blood sugar dropped from around 6.5 to 5.6 simply by walking right after eating, compared to staying sedentary. The sooner you walk, the better the effect. Even a 10-minute stroll makes a measurable difference. Finally, number 9. Avoid heavy late-night meals. Think about it. If you eat at 9 or 10 p.m., you're going straight to bed afterward. Your body knows you won't be burning much energy, so it stores that food as fat. Studies comparing early dinners, around 6 p.m., to late ones show much higher blood sugar spikes at night when eating late. Plus, you won't go for a walk afterward, and you won't be able to balance it out by eating less later in the day. The result: more fat storage and worse glucose control. So let's recap quickly. To lower blood sugar and manage type 2 diabetes without cutting all carbs, you can reduce total carbs, but be strategic. Try intermittent fasting. Load up on fiber. Choose slow carbs with a low glycemic index. Change the order of foods in your meal. Avoid naked carbs. Pair them with acid or healthy fats. Use resistant starch through cooling and preparation. Walk after meals. Avoid late-night heavy dinners. Now here's the most important part. None of this works if you only try it once. Consistency is everything. Try these strategies for 2 to 3 weeks consistently, and you'll notice changes not only in your blood sugar, but also in your energy, your cravings, and even your mood. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with friends or family who might benefit, and most importantly, subscribe to the Loop Health. Every week, we share science-based, practical tips that you can start applying immediately to improve your health. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.